So, hope everybody's doing good. Happy Monday. This is our builders call. What I'm going to do with you guys here today is I'm just going to go over some different stuff I've personally learned this past weekend at this network marketing event. This network marketing event is absolutely incredible. It's actually ran by Ray Higman, and a couple of different things that I took from that can dramatically, and I say dramatically, change your business if we just do a couple of different things. And what I want to start off with it's just this first thing that I think a lot of people do, especially in entrepreneurship, is that they never reach their full potential, is because they keep looking back at their past selves and like beating themselves up for it. I don't know why we do this, especially as marketers or traders. We look back and we're like, oh my God, that old version of myself was so bad. The old version of myself as a trader was so bad. The old version of myself as somebody that talks on stage was so bad. In reality, we have to actually say, hey, wow, we actually just took that risk and jumped forward. And that's kind of where I wanted to start this, because we can't go to this further steps and these further gems that I'm about to drop with you guys today if we cannot get to that part. So the next thing, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I think that we're kind of like all on the same page. Everybody kind of has this point right now where it's like, what do I bring to the table? And that's my next question. What have you earned to talk about in life? Everybody has a story. Everybody has some kind of thing that they actually kind of talk about. And we kind of talked about this, last time we did this call, is that, you really want to talk as you when you're, talking to people about this business, because everybody needs to hear where you've come from. Now, when I say that, what have you earned to talk about is so important, because you have earned different things in your life. You've gone through different struggles, and somebody needs to hear about your story. In entrepreneurship, especially in our business, let's just be honest, it's not easy to start trading. It's not easy to start investing. It's not easy to get the mental toughness to say, hey, I gotta go backwards before I go forward. We're not taught like this. We're not grown up like this. We're not raised management to understand the process. It's tough. There's things that I've gone through in my life. You guys may see, the different things. You may see the trophies in the background on my thing right there. And you say, hey, he's got it. But I've earned this position because I've earned the things, and I've talked about these different things. I personally have struggled. I'm just going to be 100% transparent on here with you guys, because I probably shared this story with you guys before. I was 16 years old and my brother died. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, for almost like 7 years, I was like, why me? And that goes back. And the reason why I have a point to all this. I'm not just rambling on here. I have a point to all this. And I beat up on the old version of myself. And when I stopped beating up on the old version of myself and I started talking about how I've got out of it, more people started to attract to me. More people started to radiate towards me. When I talked, people started to feel me a little bit more. And everybody asks me all the time, Nick, how are you able to keep putting people onto the business? How are you able to keep marketing? How are you able to, keep, your rank and keep, pushing forward, and your teams constantly keep growing? And simply because I stopped looking at what I've went through in my past as a thing that's hurting me and start looking as a thing that's actually helping me grow. We have an opportunity here. We have an opportunity to actually share this with other people and create a new success story in somebody else and get paid for it. It's incredible. I'm gonna say that again. We have an opportunity to share this with somebody else, get paid for it, and have somebody else have a success story. So let me talk to you guys about a couple different business things you guys can do to make somebody really, really dive into your business, really, really get value out of what you're saying. And the first thing is to stack reasons. On top of it, guys, we talked about it last time too. God gave us 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. We got to listen more than we talk. When somebody is telling you their problem in life, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether they work a lot, whether they don't work a lot, whether they have a lot of money, but they have a spending problem, they're telling you, I have a problem. X, Y, and Z is the problem. You're giving them X, Y, and Z the solution. So you're stacking reasons that fit their problem inside of a message. I just got off the phone with a guy and he goes, yo, I work a full-time job. It is not paying me the money I actually want to do. Nick, I want to do what you do. I love my job, but it's not paying me exactly what I want. So when I'm talking to somebody like that, I'm like, hey, this is perfect for you. What I could do is I can set you up with some trade alerts. They can do exactly while you're at work. All you got to do is copy and paste them and plug them in. You don't have to quit your job. This isn't something you're going to get rich quick over, but it has X, Y, and Z reasons. For example, I said, hey, this is awesome because you can earn while you learn. You can plug into the system, and you can definitely, use the value they have in the university at your own pace because I know you love your full-time job. But I kept stacking reasons onto it when I was talking with them. The second thing, if you guys taking notes, the first one, stacking reasons. The second is clarity. Why somebody doesn't join you in your business is probably because of this thing called clarity. You are not being clear with what the expectations are. You're not being clear of, how many recruitments it needs to hit a certain rank. You're not being clear how many trades they need to take to make their account, get 50% on it, 100% on it. You're not being clear that this is not going to be a overnight thing. When you have clarity in your business, whether it's from your leaders, whether it's from customers, whether it's just from somebody about to join, then you have what's called a collapse in your business, because your business is built off of wrong expectations, and wrong expectations leads to frustration. You know what frustration means? Wrong expectations. That's it. People tell me all the time, they're like, hey, I'm frustrated. I'm like, you have the wrong expectations for this then. And think about things in your life. When you get frustrated with things in your life, it's simply because you had the what? Wrong expectations. You thought you were going to get on work on time. You had the wrong expectations. You did not plan ahead. Simple enough. Same thing with our business. If you're thinking, 10 people in your business is going to forever make you 10K a month, you have the wrong expectations. Same thing with trading. When I tell people all the time, I say, look, this is not a get rich quick over thing, but I'm telling you what, if you stay consistent in this platform, it can definitely be a side income for you. And I let the people know that right off rip. I want them to know, I want to have utterly pure intentions with what we have going on. And by me having pure intentions with them, they will understand what the goals are, and you will have a long-term customer. You guys know how to have somebody out of your business in 30 days? You tell them the wrong freaking thing. We don't want that. Why do you want somebody to get that first fast start bonus? We don't want that. Then we have somebody talking bad about us too. Your reputation is everything. Your morals are everything. Is there some people I turn down because they think that they're going to have overnight success? Yes. Do they not join? Not at that moment. You know how many guys, you know how many people I've turned down 2 years ago when I first started? And then I look forward to today and I'm like, wow, look, this person's swung back around. They're totally 360'd what we talked about. Before they were like, oh my God, I'm going to get richer overnight. I'm going to make $2,000 my first day. Hey, bro, that's not what we do. With a $100 account, you're not going to make $200. I'm sorry. That's just not going to happen. So with $100, some guy asked me, can I make $2,000 the first month? I said, no. Is it possible? Like this much, but you won't see it happen. I'm telling you, you won't. And the third thing is stop recruiting people and start recruiting teams. As a builder standpoint, what do I mean by this? When you want somebody, let's just say I meet this guy named Fred. I'm like, oh my God, Fred would be amazing in my business. What I want to start doing is I want to talk to Fred and be like, hey, Fred, look, I'm launching a team and I want to start with you. I see your characteristics. I see what you got going on. And I'm doing the first two. I'm doing step 1, step 2, right? I'm giving him 100% stacking reasons. And the second thing is I'm having clarity with him. Hey, listen, Fred, you have absolutely everything I want in a leader, and I want to build a team with you. What we're going to be doing is you're going to be leading the charge with your voice. I know how you just speak on social media. You have great power. I see how you move around. You're a great leader. We used to play sports together. I just see how you are in the moments, and you can definitely dominate. I want to help you create a successful team. And that's what I do. I want to start launching teams and not people. And that's what we do sometimes. We say, hey, let's get this person started. Let's get them going. If you see somebody that's very good in your business, you want to launch them as a team. As a team. So we talked about just some basic things before building a team, getting people in. Now let's talk about after somebody gets in. So I'm kind of giving you the trifecta today, right? I'm talking about, some mindset before, telling the right story, being transparent with people, letting go of what actually happened in your life that you think of everything as a bad thing when everybody needs to see that side of you to actually start recruiting. Then we talked about actually recruiting, stacking reasons, having clarity, and then building back with that clarity on top of that and start launching teams, not people. Now let's talk about, I know this is kind of like a fast forward clip, but we're recording this. You guys can definitely watch this multiple times. We got some gems here. I really want you to understand these concepts more than actually taking notes. But the third thing, let's talk about a couple different things right here. So I think we can all agree, big goals come with big commitments, come with big payouts. What's the reality? Everybody does not always have big payouts because their goals were small and their commitment was small. If your commitment is small, you're probably not going to reach your goals. If your payout's small, it's probably because you didn't have enough big enough goals and you didn't commit enough. So I'm going to say it again so you guys can really understand. Big goals require big commitment, which equals big payout. In our business, what I tell people all the time, I say, hey, I want you to mentally clock in. Clock in. Because people tell me all the time, Nick, I've been building this business. I'm diving into this. I'm not seeing any type of results. And I'm like, hey, what are your goals at? And they show me their goals. But then we go back to the numbers and they don't mentally clock in. And they're like, well, I looked through my back office today. I went over a little bit of trading. And I told my friend Jim about it. Okay. So we have told one person about this. And your goal was to make 10K a month, but you're not committing as much. And then you're mad about the payout. Guys, if you work 1 hour at your job and you don't show up to the rest of the job, are they going to pay you for the hours you weren't there? Absolutely not. I don't think anybody was. Business models just don't work like that. Eventually, could you walk away from this? 1,000%. 1,000%. I built up to a position where I do get paid every Friday, whether I do anything or not do anything, but do I get satisfied over that position? Absolutely not, because I understand with my goals where I want them, I have to have bigger commitment, which is eventually going to lead to bigger payout. Okay. So the final thing is when we're going as those things is understanding these three things are going to determine your team, right? Determine the real direction of your team. Three P's, right? First one is passion. This all leads to that commitment level. Because the commitment thing's everything. Everybody can write down their goals. Everybody wants to pay out, but the commitment part's where everybody gets stuck on. So this is how we get through it. So the first one's passion. Why are you really doing this? Why are you diving into this? You got to feel it from here. You do. And I talked about this in the beginning. I was like, when you're diving into this, you need to really talk as you so people will understand you. People start radiating to you. When I started to talk as me, people started to just come to me instead of me going to them. And that starts with the passion in it. You have to find something in here. You're like, wow, like this really excites me. And the second thing, which is the hardest one, is pride. The sole number one reason why somebody goes from a global to a platinum ambassador is they get rid of this thing that they call pride. Pride stops you from doing everything in life. Pride stops you from getting the relationship you want with your spouse. Pride stops you from having the relationship you want with your friends, your family. Social media nowadays, we have so much pride to show people the real us. We want to show them all the good times, but we don't want to show them the bad times. It's hard. It's hard when we first started a business where we show somebody we only made $5 in trading that day. Why? You're just starting. Who cares? And we need to encourage this more as leaders. Trust the process. Get rid of the pride factor. Oh, I'm not going to message this person, even though I knew they will be fantastic for my business because I have this pride thing. Let's just be completely honest right here. If I had this pride factor and I never messaged Alex and I was like, hey, listen, we got something amazing going on over here, you guys would never be an iGenius right now. Well, there's some other factors that came to it, but yes, but it took me actually being able to say, hey, I think this guy has great morals. I'd love to actually connect him with Anthony and see where we can go from there. But this happens over and over again. Imagine if Anthony had pride and never reached out to leaders he reached out to. And this is coming from somebody that makes $500,000 a month. Do you guys think he had to get rid of some pride in the beginning? Absolutely. And the third one is path. When you understand your path, you understand what you need to do every single day. It's called making a roadmap. We don't just go to some other destination without putting it in our maps or drawing out a plan. We don't just start driving and say, hey, let's figure it out. Maybe back in the the 60s and 70s they did that. Maybe they had like a little map. They kind of looked at directions. But imagine just driving, not looking at any street signs, nothing, and just driving. If I figured it out, I figured it out. Does anybody have time for that? No. But we do that so much in entrepreneurship. We don't actually create a path for ourselves, and we're like, oh, I'm just going to figure it out. Take the time, plan out your damn business, and make it happen. It's so important. Especially as a leader. Imagine leading a team, but you have no direction which way they're going to go. No plan, no schedule, no nothing. Imagine that. It's incredible. It's incredible. People want these big goals, big payout, but that commitment level with it. And that's what these 3 P's are for. The 3 P's: passion, pride, and path. Create the path. Path should align with your goals, what you need to do, how many people you need to talk to, what you need to do to reach this amount on your trading account, and overall make this a success. That's what we're really talking about. So guys, let me just recap what I talked about from the beginning. We talked about letting go of that person. You always blamed yourself before. Oh my God, like I used to stumble, I used to be horrible. I used to be able to can't talk to people. I understand the process. I'm like, hey, I grow from that person. If I never went through that, I would never be here right today. I never would have all these trophies sitting on that counter. They're kind of all clear, so you can't see them. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trophies, just an iGenius from that. Imagine if I blame myself. How bad I was still an ambassador before I hit Diamond Ambassador? But if I say, hey, I was really bad. No, I was where I needed to be. I needed to go through that process to get to where I'm at today. I became the person I needed to become. I became transparent and I overcame. And I said, my problems are actually what makes me successful. I've earned what I needed to talk about. And I started to share that, my stories, my struggles, my success, everything I've went through. I started to share that. And the next thing, when I started to come into this business, I learned the different skill sets. I learned when I talked to people, when I wanted to recruit people, I learned I needed to stack reasons. I need to have clarity in my business. And I need to be able to start recruiting teams and not people. Okay? And then we talked about after, when you get into this business, we have what's called the three bigs, right? We have big goals, big commitment, which equals big payout. But if we don't have big commitment that don't match our goals, we're obviously not going to get the payout. And what stops the commitment? It is the pride, the passion, and the path. Creating the destiny for you guys. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this call. I know Dr. Niemöller actually recorded this. I appreciate you guys. We're going to start doing this, I think weekly. So message Demola whether I'm going to be running it, Alex is going to be running it, or anybody else. But I'm more than happy to come on this call every single Monday, just to get you guys kind of kickstarted. So maybe for the next 4 weeks, whatever you guys want to do, let's make it happen. Let's drop some more gems, and we'll definitely talk about some different ways to actually recruit some people on my next call with you guys, whether it's next week or the week after, and we'll get it going. So I appreciate you guys. Much love. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Nick. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you in the chats. Bye.